Hi Leo, welcome, thanks for joining me. So this will be a general reading, general messages reading for Leo. See what general messages want to come out for you, Leo. Obviously it won't be for everyone, this is general. Obviously take what resonates with your situation, okay, like I say to everyone, okay. So I'm really going to tune into the cards and tune into my guides as well, okay. So what are the general messages we need to know for Leo? What messages want to come out for Leo? What messages want to come out for Leo? What messages want to come out for Leo? What are the general messages for Leo? What are the general messages here for Leo? General messages for Leo. Okay. 10 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Okay. Got 8 energy there. Could be dealing with a Gemini or Aquarius. Okay. Why is the 10 and 8 of Swords here? 10 and 8 of Swords. Why are you here? Why have you come out here for Leo? 10 and 8 of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely dealing with an air sign. Could be you. Maybe you've got the traits of an air sign. Okay, so we've got a lot of swords here. Maybe somebody's got a lot of subconscious fears going on. A lot of illusion, a lot of doubt. There's some sort of painful reality that someone doesn't want to see. Maybe there's been a painful cycle that's ended. Someone could have their guard up here as well. Okay. Any more, please, for Leo? General messages for Leo. Okay, there's a lot coming out here. Bear with me a sec. Okay, so we've got Taurus. Could be dealing with a fellow fire sign. We've got Aries, Sagittarius energy, and then we've got Aquarius, Taurus. Hang on a sec. Why does the Hierophant and the Fool come out? Hierophant and the Fool, why did they come out for Leo, please? Right, could be third party situation, could be home environment. It could be the fact that you are in a home environment where people are very old fashioned and traditional, and you know, their beliefs are different to yours. You know, your religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs are different. You don't get on, and there's conflicting energies going on here. It looks like somebody is walking away or wants to walk away from a situation that looks toxic. There's disagreements going on, there's rows. Someone here doesn't want to see something, look, because it's painful. Maybe someone's heard a truth or saw something that they didn't want to, and it's come to some sort of painful ending here. Someone could have suffered backstab, betrayal. You know, maybe somebody's in another commitment and someone's just found that out. Someone here could be acting foolish. Also, someone here wants to take the leap of faith. Okay? Because this is about faith as well. Beliefs, morals, principles, you know, values. So if you do value yourself, I feel, Leo, you will be walking away, embracing change and go, you know, in something new. Okay? Anyone on the Hierophant and the 6 of Swords? Anyone on the Hierophant and the 6 of Swords for Leo? It could be a home environment, it could be a work environment, or it could be to do with a romantic nature. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, someone here could be craving independence and freedom. You know, maybe you are doing very well for yourself, you know, or you're craving a new start, you're craving a new beginning for yourself. You know, you're seeking something better, you know. So someone here is going to be walking away from something. 9 of Pentacles. This is about feeling very abundant. Maybe you want to manifest more abundance into your life, you know. You might want to go travelling. If you have stayed here for so long, maybe it's because you know, you wanted to gain clarity in the situation, yeah. If it's not you, it would be who you're dealing with. Something here that someone's not happy in a situation. Someone is very conflicted and restricted and tied down. Yeah, but you are going to choose to free yourself if this is the case. You could have your guard up here, a bit defensive. Nine of Pentacles. Could be doing a lot of manifesting. More money, more abundance. Anyone on this Nine of Pentacles? Yeah, you're craving change here. Some sort of cycle, some sort of ending, some sort of painful ending. Here with this Death card, could be doing this Scorpio. Yeah. I think the time is, yeah, it's time for a change here. Something new. That's why the Death cards come up. Tell me more about this Death card. Tell me more about this Death card for Leo. Yeah, someone's had a Tower moment. Look, also someone who is going through some sort of transition, some sort of changes, some sort of transformation, you know, some sort of rude awakening, a wake-up call, having a Tower moment to remove yourself from anything that is toxic, right? It's reached the inevitable. It's time for a change. It's time to put yourself first. Go with your beliefs. Go with your own vision, your own perspective. You know, don't question, you know, anything that you've got your faith into. Yeah. And stand your ground. You know, this is about decision making as well, you know, thinking reason, thinking logical, you know, thinking practical. But someone who's walking away from something. They're embracing something better. They want something better. They're craving a new beginning, a new start, and they're gaining fresh perspective here. You could have people around you as well, gossiping, you know, toxic people around you, saying things about you, you know, just be careful. Where's the Tower here? Could be going travelling, definitely. Travelling with this Fool. Yeah. Maybe you've received an opportunity or, you know, a proposition to go and work to do something spiritual, you know. Something to do with finances here. Maybe there's an opportunity that's come, you know, and you are, like I said, craving change. Yeah. This has reached the inevitable. This has reached the end of it now. Yeah. It looks quite painful, but yeah. I do feel this has been going on for a long time, Leo. Someone here's craving freedom and independence. That's what I feel here. Freedom and independence. And I'm on this Death and Tower. I feel that you gave yourself to this situation. You've invested too much of your time and energy and resources into this situation. And that's why the Tower cards come up here. It's giving you this wake-up call. It's time to walk away. Because it's like no one can agree on anything. I do feel here there is someone here that's very old-fashioned. It's like your beliefs are different. That's why you feel trapped. You can't be yourself. You feel very restricted. You feel very tied down. And maybe you wish that you walked away a long time ago. Okay? You could be craving material dependency as well. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Six of Pentacles. There's definitely, I do feel someone has overgiven themselves to a situation here, because this is about generosity and inheritance and value. You know, you really value yourself too much. Don't sell yourself short. Don't stay in a situation for the sake of it. If it's toxic and you're unhappy and trapped and you can't be yourself, you're craving liberation, you're craving freedom, you're craving change. You know, you've got spiritual views, you've got morals, values, principles to live up to, you know, and it's time to put yourself first. Maybe you found out that, you know, that you are owed some sort of inheritance, you know, a lottery win. You're owed money by someone, yeah, and you're going to go travelling, yeah. In this situation, it looks like someone was taken advantage of, yeah, kind-natured. Like someone overgave to a situation. Anyone on the Six of Pentacles? Maybe somebody is not very family orientated. Yeah? Like I said, they feel trapped. They're craving freedom, change, something new. You know? It looks like you will get that because you've got the 6 and 9 of Pentacles. So you will be taking the leap of faith. Definitely transitioning, changes. There's a lot of changes coming in here. You know, goal achieving, really enjoying the fruits of your labour, accomplishments, achievements, look. Feeling grounded, feeling centred, feeling stable, yeah? Building for yourself, manifesting abundance, yeah? Any more for Leo? Whoa, that one just popped out. The Emperor, okay. So you could be dealing with a fellow fire sign, an Aries to be exact. This is quite a strong masculine character, right? He's a very strong individual. He is a business person. He builds up his own empire. Okay, Aries. Hang on a sec. Leo. Okay. It could be a dad person. Yeah. Maybe someone here is too controlling and possessive and in charge of the finances, and that's why there's rows going on. And yeah, someone here could have their guard up as well. He doesn't really show any emotion, this Emperor, you know. He just sits back and lets everyone do it for him. He's a very strong character, you know. This could be you. Maybe you've got the traits of an Aries. This is fire energy. Maybe you want to build up your own business. You know, he's a business person. Could be collaborating with an Aries, going into business with someone. Yeah. But this is definitely someone that could, some of you could be having a problem with a dad figure who is controlling and possessive, in charge of finances, you know, making you feel trapped. You feel that you can't be yourself, your true self, and that's why, you know, and you can't let your guard down, sort of thing. You know, I do feel that you are going to come out on top here. You are going to come out at the end of it doing good for yourself, doing successful, because you've got the 6 and 9 of Pentacles there. So it's time to walk away from toxic waters towards calmer waters here, Leo. You know, you are a Leo. You are driven by desire. You don't like to be tied down and trapped. You like to be free. You want to go traveling, you know. You're a free spirit. You don't want to be around negative and toxic and conflicted energies and disagreements and rows. Now, with this Emperor, if it's not you, it'll be who you're dealing with. Okay, so whether it's a home environment, a work environment, which I think it is, there is definitely some sort of strong male figure here, some sort of leader. And he's all about rules and regulations and control and power. Someone here overpowers you. So maybe you want to step out of your dad's shadow, you know, this Emperor. He's big on security, he's big on power, you know, he's very powerful. He can be a little bit intimidating and he doesn't really show any emotion either. He just, you know, just has people to work for him, you know, he doesn't really do much, you know. He just sits in his throne, powerful and, you know, in his armor, and that's it. He has people to work for him. This could be you. Maybe you want to start your own business. Yeah, but with some of you there is definitely something going on with a dad figure. There's a strong male figure here. Someone here that is a strong sort of bad influence on someone. Anyone on this Emperor? Why does the Emperor come out? Why is the Emperor here? Anyone on this Emperor? Okay. Anyone this Emperor? Could be going into business with someone, like I said. Could be some sort of proposition, some sort of opportunity. Okay, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you could be going into business with someone, with some of you. Signing a business contract, a business deal, a proposition, an opportunity. You know, going into business with someone, definitely, because of this Emperor. So you've got Three of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. This is very much about teamwork, team players, contract signing. You know, someone really sees your potential and they want to work with you and collaborate with you. And, you know, so someone's definitely going to be going travelling for a work opportunity. You know, some sort of career ladder going on here. There's some sort of painful ending here. And just freeing yourself from this situation that makes you feel trapped, restricted and tied down. I don't feel that you can be yourself here. I feel that people around you are very toxic. They're not good for your mental health. I feel that you are full of fear. You know, there's a bit of backstabbing and betrayal going on here. But you are seeking better things, freedom, independence, change. And with this Death card, like I said, it's served its purpose, this cycle now. You've reached the inevitable. You've come to that conclusion with this Tower. So it's time to remove yourself from this toxic situation. Yeah? You're seeking other engagements here. You know, you want to commit yourself to something better. Because I feel that you've overgiven yourself to this situation here, Leo. Okay? So with some of you, yes, there is definitely a lot of business opportunities coming in here. Anyone with Three of Pentacles? Ooh, hang on a minute. There's a lot coming out here. Could be third party situation with some of you. Hang on a sec. The Lovers. There's a lot of scenarios here that I'm picking up. I tune into a lot of energies. So with some of you, yes. There could be a third party situation, could be toxic third party situation where someone's got multiple lovers on the go, you know, and maybe a person feels trapped, restricted, tied down, and it's come to some sort of painful ending and they're walking away. I still stand by what I said for you, Leo, that you are craving change, you are craving a new start, and you are craving a new beginning for yourself, and you want to take the leap of faith. As I said, freedom and independence. If you are dealing with a lover, a romantic nature, this could be something that you're passionate about, a project. Doesn't have to be a romantic nature, but I see this as choices. So if you're a person, if you are in a romantic sort of dynamic and your person's in a toxic third party situation, it doesn't look like they're happy. Okay, if they're in another commitment and it looks like they're trying to walk away. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Gemini or a fellow fire sign or an earth sign or an air sign, yeah, maybe they overgave themselves to this, they overcommitted themselves, but it doesn't look like they're happy. It's like nobody can reach, it's like nobody can agree on anything, that's it. Yeah, with that Five of Wands, you know, and this person's got quite destructive thoughts, you know, and they could be around a controlling fire sign. Somebody's family could be interfering, but there's definitely someone here that's in a third party situation. There's more than one person involved here. Okay, tell me more about this Lovers. Tell me more about this Lovers. Ooh, ooh, goodness. This is similar to Aries. Maybe if that's any, well, you've got the Aries card here. If it's any significance to you, Leo. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords. So yeah, somebody might have a guilty conscience, going through their own demons, going through their own pain, going through insomnia, sleepless nights, and just feeling very hopeless, basically. You know, and they can't see, look, that there's still hope here. Yeah? See this blanket collected up of all the zodiacs? Yeah? They can't see that there's still hope. So if it is of a romantic nature, and this person is, you know, struggling to free themselves from this toxic situation, such as a controlling fire sign, could be any sign, you know, it's like they've got a guilty conscience. They feel regretful about going into a third party situation. Maybe there's more than, you know, maybe someone is struggling to make a decision between two people, because this is about choices and decisions as well. So maybe they're struggling to make a decision between two people, you and someone else. Anyone's Nine of Swords, Page of... Yeah, they need to communicate more with themselves. You could be waiting to hear from them as well, Leo. Got Sagittarius energy. Yeah, I do feel that you are waiting to hear from them. I do feel this person might want to communicate, let their guard down, talk to you, but I do feel that they sort of overthink a situation, if this is the case. So we've got Page of Wands. So this person might need to communicate better with themselves and sort of overcome all these, you know, demons and come out of this painful cycle, this darkness, if this is the case. So somebody might want to talk to you, send you a message, take that leap of faith, take action, communicate, but they tend to overthink it and create some sort of destruction, some sort of tower moment in their head. Because the Eight of Swords is about feeling very conflicted and trapped in your own head. It's like you're a prisoner in your own thoughts. You're being held captive by fear and worry and doubt. You know, that you are never going to get out of a situation and you're never going to find, you know, solid ground anywhere, and, you know, they just feel hopeless, basically. But there is definitely some sort of guilty conscience here going on about going in a third party situation. So they could be communicating with themselves, you know, having a talk with themselves. Yeah. Page of Wands is someone that is a young energy, very passionate, very fiery, likes to travel, you know, and is the bringer of news. You know, he's the bringer of news. Okay, anyone on this page and Nine of these? Yeah, they tend to overthink a situation. Seven of Pentacles, they're evaluating. Yeah, something to do with finances here as well. Okay. There's a lot of thinking, anticipating, planning going on here. Yeah. It's like they want to talk to you. So if you're waiting to hear from a fire sign, such as a Sagittarius, it's like they want to talk to you. Yeah. There's too much demons. This is similar to Aries reading. Seven of Pentacles, look. They're thinking, should I go on? Is it worth it? Will I have the strength, you know, to walk away from anything that's painful or toxic? But that's why the Death and the Tower is there. It's giving you a wake-up call. It's time for a change. It's time for something new. It's time to cut your losses, walk away. So if this is your person, you know, if this is a romantic nature and you are waiting to hear from a fire sign, such as a Sagittarius or an Earth sign or a Gemini, then just know that they are thinking about you and are trying to communicate with you. But they seem to sort of, they are their own worst enemy sort of thing, and they tend to overthink a situation and put themselves in this sort of dynamic of fear and worry and doubt and doom, you know, just sort of doom, you know. It could be a potential soulmate twin flame connection, but at the moment this person's, they're a bit indecisive and a bit confused. Like I said, there's a lot of conflicting energies, and maybe something here, you know, the reality of their actions is too painful for them to see, you know, something, and that's why there's a blindfold on. Okay, so the Judgment card's just come out. Okay, bear with me. So we've got the Judgment, we've got the Death and the Tower. So there's no doubt in my mind here that someone is going through some sort of changes or struggling to embrace change. There's transformation, there's ascension going on here, there's transitioning, you know, and this person could really, it could be their ego, but I feel that they are sort of having a conversation with their self, divine energy there, you know. And again, you know, this is about your soul waking up. This is about spiritual awakening, making a correct judgment call. Again, a choice. Look, conscious decision, making a decision, making a choice to walk away from something that is no good for you, where you can't be yourself and you feel trapped. Okay. Someone here wants to talk to someone. Somebody here wants to make an announcement. This is very similar to Aries. And you are dealing with an Aries because you've got Aries here. They're going through their own judgment here. Anyone on this Judgment? Anyone on this Judgment card? Yeah, you could be dealing with a stubborn energy here, Leo. someone here is very stubborn, bored. It's like they're refusing. It could be third-party situation, as I said. They could be around a controlling fire sign, you know, or it could be a toxic home environment that they're stuck in, you know, because of the Lovers card there as well. It tells me it could be a third-party situation. Maybe the third person is not letting up, you know, he or she won't accept that it's over. They're not having it. Your person could be stubborn. They're afraid that you're going to reject them, that you're going to reject their cup. So the Four of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, and this is about feeling very unfulfilled and very frustrated and bored in your life. Okay? So wherever this person is who you're dealing with, okay, they do look very fed up and bored and frustrated. Okay? They're definitely having a conversation with their subconscious here. Yeah? They tend to get themselves sort of agitated and work themselves up into a frantic state, you know, and it looks like they're bored of a third-party situation. Yeah, they've had enough, you know. Three's a crowd. Anyone on this Four of Cups, please? Definitely some sort of stubborn energy. Okay, a lot of cards just came out. Hang on a second. Okay, so we've got the Moon, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, could be with an earth sign, and then again you've got Cancer, Pisces energy. Yeah, there's a lot of fears and confusion and indecisiveness going on. You know, maybe a person wants to come towards you, give you commitment, give you stability, you know. Hang on a minute. Because the Ace of Pentacles, this is the foundation of all the pentacles. You know, this is the bonus. You know, this is the start of all material dependency. Yeah? This person could be craving commitment with you, stability with you, freedom, you know, again with the business proposition, an opportunity, you know. The Moon, okay, hang on a sec. They're very confused. There's too much illusion, too much, you know, confusion, illusion, fears, doubt. This is someone who struggles to make a conscious decision. They're their own worst enemy. They're very trapped in their own head, look, see? And they cause themselves to be angry and conflicted here. They overthink a situation. This could be you as well. You know, you're waiting for them to make up their mind. What is it that they want? Do they want to commit? You know? Do they want to just stay in a situation for the sake of it? You know? But with this Ace of Pentacles, I feel this is you. There's definitely some sort of inheritance coming in here for you, Leo. Plus you've got the 6 as well. Yeah. There's some sort of a financial opportunity, some sort of windfall, something coming in here from the universe, a lottery win. There's some sort of profit grain pentacle coming in here. This could be you as well. You know, you're building for yourself, you're manifesting for yourself. You want to be successful and independent, you know, and you feel that you're going to give up due to stress, you know, or someone getting in your head. Yeah. Someone here's craving liberation, they're craving abundance, and they're craving freedom, independence and abundance. So as I said, there's a lot of manifesting going on and grounding yourself and feeling stable and secure and comfortable. Yeah, financially secure but comfortable, achieved, content. This person looks like they're discontent. Yeah. Maybe you're worried about money. Maybe money is a sensitive issue right now. And someone's coming in here. Maybe your person wants to go into business with you. Yeah? It's quite complex, this is, Leo. Could be dealing with a Cancer moon, Pisces moon, Leo moon. There's too much fear. You know, this person can't seem to get their head straight. Anyone on this moon? Someone here's definitely got their guard up here. Anyone on this moon? Any more on this moon for Leo? Any more on this moon? Okay. There's a lot coming out. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. I feel that you want commitment, stability, and you're tired of people's, you know, inconsistency and childish games. And it could be you that's got your guard up. Oh, wow, this is similar to Aries reading. Yeah, I just did Aries and it was so similar. So we've got the Nine of Wands plus the Page of Swords. Yeah, someone's closed off. Someone's defensive, angry. Could be you, or it could be who you're dealing with. Okay, this to me is the battle card. You know, someone's been through the wars, been through the battle, right? They've been through hell, but they're still standing, they're healing, they're persevering, you know, but they're also very paranoid. You know, someone here's got their guard up, they're closed off emotionally, they've got their wits about them. Yeah, it could be you. Maybe there's deception going on. You know, this person's hiding their feelings, you're hiding your feelings. Yeah, you could be saying to the universe, something better please. Yeah, so you could be communicating with yourself. You just want stability, abundance in your life. You want to be a free agent, you want to go traveling, you want to see the world. So you could be communicating that to yourself. Yeah, maybe you feel stuck and indecisive and confused. Maybe you can't see past the fear. Yeah, again, it could be you going through transformation, ascension, spiritual awakening, you know, having a wake-up call. But someone is definitely saying here, something better please. So the universe has stepped in to give you a message. Yeah, to take that leap of faith, to go forward, keep going, embrace change, don't resist change, don't be afraid. Someone could be afraid of change. Yeah, they're going through ascension. Maybe that it's hard for them to say goodbye to an old life, an old self, an old way, codependency. So someone could be afraid. Look, they're resisting change. Yeah. Any more on this moon and the Ace of Pentacles, Leo? Why does the Nine of Wands come out? Someone's definitely very defensive and they've got their guard up. Could be both of you being deceptive. You know, hiding their feelings. Especially if there's a third party situation going on. Yeah, this is your card here, Leo. Look, the Sun. So you are pretty much craving freedom and liberation. Yeah. Maybe you're not interested in romantic nature right now. Maybe you just want stability, abundance, finances, you know, freedom. This is happiness. This is goal achieving. This is achievements. This is confidence. Embracing your inner child here. The Sun. This is your card. This is Leo. Yeah. Definitely I feel that a lot of you want to go travelling. It could be the fact that we're still in lockdown and you can't wait for the lockdown to be lifted. You feel trapped, you know, and you can't wait to go out, go travelling, go on holiday, you know, somewhere hot. Yeah. So I do feel here, Leo, that you will come out at the end of it and you will be successful here. Okay. You will feel achieved. You will, you know, feel liberated. Okay. I do feel that you are saying something better please, because if this is a third party situation, I just feel that you hang on a minute. Any more on the Sun card? Any more on the Sun card? And the Sun card just confirms it. I feel that you are going to come out at the end of it. You've got a lot, you know, you might need to make a decision here. Whether you want to walk away, whether you want to, you know, wait for this person, if it's a business person, yeah. The lack of maturity, the lack of communication, and the lack of decision making from this person, you know, on their end, it frustrates you, you know. So I do feel with you, some of you, there is going to be someone walking away here. They're focused on finances, freedom, stability, goal achieving, manifesting for themselves. Okay, the Sun card is saying the outcome's going to be beautiful. You will feel happiness. You'll feel joyous again. You know, finding your confidence again. Just embracing change. Look, traveling, liberation. Show yourself more love. You know, all the indecisiveness will just sort of just float away. Yeah. Any more for Leo? Any more for Leo? It's time to embrace change, but embrace your destiny, you know. Put yourself first. It's reached the inevitable, yeah? So even if they try and come back and resurrect things with you, I'm not sure, you know. You just want to be a free spirit. You can have kids with your person, yeah? This person, I do feel that they're quite childlike, quite immature. That's what I feel here. Don't resist change, you know, don't be afraid. Better things are here, look. This is about waking up to your true self as well with this Judgment card, yeah? Okay. Any more want to come out for Leo? Any more want to come out for Leo? Ooh, looks like there's some sort of heartbreak going on, some sort of third party situation. Ooh, yeah. There could be healing going on here as well. That just jumped out. It's just like the universe always comes in and throws a, you know, a towel in there sort of thing. A spanner in the works. Okay. I did say that someone is juggling more than one person. It could be betrayal, it could be heartbreak, it could be loss, it could be money losses. Someone's struggling to communicate. They don't want you to walk away. They're scared. They're frightened. There is definitely a third party situation going on here. Look, could be with an air sign. Someone's in another commitment. They could have caused rows between you. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody might need to heal their heart. As I said, look, they're very regretful about going in a third party situation. This is just like Aries reading. Oh, there is an Aries energy there. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of regret here. A lot of betrayal. But I still stand by what I said. You will take that leap of faith. You're craving liberation, freedom, independence. You're going to go travelling and you're going to come out on top here, Leo. Because this is your card, look. You might need to heal yourself. Yeah? Show yourself love, show yourself compassion, show forgiveness. You will do the right thing, okay? You might need to heal from a broken heart, okay? Yeah? If this person broke your heart, if they betrayed you, if they went into a third party situation, I feel that you're going to come out on top here with this Sun card. That's what I feel. And that you're going travelling as well. I keep hearing travelling. Embracing change. That's why the Death card's there. It's giving you this sort of wake up call, that nudge, you know. It's reached the inevitable. Yeah? So it's time to cut your losses and walk away to better things. Because I do believe that you are losing patience. It could be you feeling trapped. Yeah? This could be you. That moon's popped up because there's confusion and indecisiveness within you as well. But I do feel that someone here has definitely, if it's not your person that over-invested themselves into a third party, could have been you. Maybe you lost money. You know? Some of you could have suffered betrayal with money. Someone stole from you, you know? Yeah? So there's a lot of decisions to be made here, Leo. Reevaluating, rethinking whether you want to continue to invest or do you want something better. You know, what's more important to you? Independence, freedom, or stay in this situation? Because that's what it looks like. A very confusing and, you know, a lot of fears, a complex situation. Someone's overcommitted themselves. I do feel that you are seeking something new, something better. You want victory somewhere else, you want to manifest somewhere else. I feel that you're fed up here. Yeah? And you might want to reveal that to someone. Yeah, someone here could have found out a painful truth, painful lesson. Yeah. So whatever you decide to do, choice and free will, that's up to you, Leo. Okay. Just know Tower's come in to give you that wake-up call, because it's time to sort of accept the inevitable, and it's time for a change. Yeah. It served its purpose. Even though it's come to a painful end, you know, you will come out on the end of it. Brighter days are ahead. You know, the sun will come up. Dawn approaches. Better things are waiting to be born. You will heal. Okay? You'll keep going. You'll stand strong. You'll be in your power. And you'll be happy again. There's always a bright side to a situation. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So if it is light and insight that you're looking for, light will be shed on this situation. It won't always be hidden and deception and in sort of, you know, darkness. Okay? Whatever you decide to do, go with your own judgment here. Communicate. Don't be afraid to speak up. Alright, Leo? So, obviously it was a general reading, so obviously take what resonates to your situation. Won't be for everyone. I hope it was insightful. I hope it helps. If you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe, join my channel. You're welcome to follow me on Instagram. And yeah, and I'll see you again real soon, Leo, for some more general readings. Sending you all love, peace and blessings. Bye, Leo.